Welcome back, folks, to Fishing Planet. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we are going to be taking a look at the top spinning poles that beginners should be looking for and setting up. And what do I mean by that, guys? Instead of wasting your money buying every little level up or pole that you can, you should be kind of targeting setups like this one. These ones in this list, they're not in any particular order of what's best. They're in the order of what level you can fully get them on. What I see a lot of people do, including even my kids who have recently started playing, is that they'll want to upgrade as soon as they see a new shiny object. And with fishing poles and line and reel, that can be very costly. And they've done a very good job of managing the money, so I figured this would be a very helpful guide on what poles you should really save up for and then understand that are very good setups long term. So, uh, now, obviously, your first couple lakes, just to give an example, your first couple lakes, you're gonna have, you're just using with whatever you have. But these are the poles that you're gonna shoot for. In fact, if you catch all the fish species and do all your missions, I think my daughter is now the lowest level, and I believe she's 21 at Mudwater, right? So level 21. So you can save up a lot of money by not doing stuff. But anyway, that's for another video. But as far as your polls go, we're going to start out with the first poll that you're going to be really looking for and the entire setup. And you will use this all the time. I still use this even to this day, right? So the first poll that you should really, in my opinion, be looking for that's balanced is the Aurora, the 6.3 or whatever it is for our metric friends, with the force feeder and the 10-pound braid. Now, do I think braid's the best line in the game? I don't really have a preference on fish biting. What I do, however, like about braid is it casts the farthest. Okay, so that's why we're going with it. And that's just the way it's been for me. And all this stuff here, you can get this first setup that you're going to be aiming for at level 19, guys. So a lot of these pieces you'll be able to get before that, but just letting you know by level 19, you can get this complete setup and use it. Now, at number two, this one is a big one. I would say this is probably my second most used pole in the entire game. And that is the Jig Winner 810, guys. I believe that's 270 for our metric friends. And if you do that with this 13-pound braid and you match it up real well with the breamer, and just keep in mind all these setups are one down on your drag. So real quick, I will take you because some people will ask about that. Let's go over here. We'll just go to the Everglades really quickly, and I will show you what I mean by the turning your drag down. So every one of these setups, you're just going to go ahead. Let's load in here, and we'll go into a private room. And I do want to showcase this for you guys so you are well aware of this. So once we load in here, you can see here on the bottom right corner, right? You can see it. I'm flipping it from full power to one down. You always want it one down. You want one of your bars always unfilled there. And that's the way every one of these setups will be that I am going to be showcasing today. And for the Jig Winner, this, like I said, I use this for everything quite a bit. Like, this is the first pole in the game I fell in love with. And you can get all this by level 24, and you will use this pretty much forever. I still used it, and actually making the guide, I had to equip it today, and was definitely, that's why this guide is being made. Now, another good pole that's a good in-between pole that I still use a lot too now is a Thora 710. So I'm not sure on for our metric friends, but it'll be that with the 19-pound braid. And with all these, you could pause if you want in a big river. And what this does is it gives, this is the one pole You can throw quite a bit with, but it also has very good distance, a lot like the jig winner as well. And they are very long distant pulls. This one you can get fully this whole setup by 32. Again, a lot of it will unlock before that. I think the real unlocks at 32 though. So and for number 4, this is the biggest one in the entire game to me. When you get to this point in the game, I believe this pull unlocks at 42. These all will unlock at level 50 for everything. This is a big one you want to be looking for. This is the pole that I use more than any other in the entire game, and it's probably not even close. To be this, the jig winner, and then there's a big gap. All right. And the reason for this is this can throw a ton of different lures and catch a huge variety of fish. Now, I don't recommend it, but I've caught everything from a spotted bass at Lone Star all the way to a 400 pound Nile perch on this thing. So it has a wide range. Now, you can't catch the perch on it anymore like that, but I'm just showing you how much range and versatility this pole has. And then to add to it, this is one of the best poles to use if you can see the different rods and reels. So, for example, when I use top water, I use slower recovery. And you could go with a thunder spin or a kraken or a spod reel. Like I said, this one, once you get this pole, the game kind of changes for you in a lot of ways if you would do a lot of spinning fishing. And the obvious one here, we are not including ocean poles because there's still ocean maps to come out. But another one that you're going to want to have eventually for your big fish to make them easier is your Nile Chaser 6-7 with the giant spin. Now, it doesn't have to be the 6-7. You could do the slightly smaller one if you want. But I picked these all off of balance and casting ability, guys. So this setup here will be level 80 to get to, obviously. But honestly, this is for people new to the game. These are kind of the poles you want to target as you go. Now, there is some other poles that are helpful, but these are the ones I would focus on. 95% of your lures that you're going to throw in this game, you're going to be able to throw on just these 5 poles. In fact, normally I just carry the jig winner and the Zeus, and them two can basically throw everything in the game for the most part. With that being said, guys, down below, let me know what the favorite pole is that you guys use in the game for spinning setups. We'll see you next time. Have a good one, folks.